Do you want to get fucked? Do you want money? Do you want to get fucked? Do you want first class trips to Europe? Do you want to get fucked? What about luxury designer bags? Would you like to do the fucking? I bet you want to be your own boss and make your own hours. Do you want to get sucked? Do I have the job for you? High-End Escorts LLC has got you covered, you slut. You fucking whore. Oh wait, you're not a fucking whore? Not yet, anyways. Welcome back to another episode of Pumping It, where I lay on my bed and talk out my ass. No, but actually, if you would like to see me talk out my ass, we can arrange that. On Pumping It, I give you all the tea on all the ways that myself, and honestly, everyone around us, has had to, well, pump it in order to get from insufficient funds to, ooh, ain't life so fun? Because if I can pump it, you can pump it, and then we all can pump it. On today's episode, I'm going to tell you all about my experience and soon to be your experience with the oldest profession in the world, prostitution. Well, actually, I think our first priority should be avoiding prosecution because, girl, we know I've already had my fair share of that. So for now and moving forward, we can just call it escorting or hooking if you're nasty. Okay, first thing is first, ho. Pumping it is a judgment-free zone, especially if we are going to be talking about the working girls. Now, let's do a little exercise. I want you to close your eyes and imagine a hooker. Yes. Now imagine what led this hooker to this hooking ass life that she's living. She works hard for the money, but I don't think it's worth it. She look a little busted too probably, huh? Does drugs, the hard ones. She lives a filthy lifestyle. Probably smells a little like shit too. Open your eyes back up. You did not just make that bitch homeless. I know you're not about to do our sister like that. Now, that is so not the vibe. Okay, any stigma before we get started that you have on the working girls, drop it right now. Yes, drop it. Why, you ask? Well, one, it's not accurate. And two, that shit is damaging. Sex work is work, just like that lady drawing your blood at the clinic the other day. In fact, sex work might be the reason you had to get your blood drawn at the clinic the other day. Because when we dehumanize sex work, we put everyone in danger. Now that your hateful, judgmental, nasty ass has shed itself of any negative connotation regarding sex work, we can get started. With the help of me, we're gonna learn what that shit's really like and how you can do it too. Because sex workers aren't just like you and me. Well, that might actually make things worse, but you know what I mean. Hooking comes in all shapes and sizes, just like the hookers. No, but seriously, not all hookers are hot, trust me, and not all hookers are nasty, trust me. There's so many people in this world with so many tastes and kinks and interests that almost anyone can be a hooker. But that being said, not just anyone can be a hooker. You've got to really have some gall. Some of the most powerful women in the history of the world have been hookers. Like Cleopatra, hello, all the way to the most influential woman in the world, like the Kardashians, hello. I know y'all have seen that tranny that's married to Caitlyn Jenner. She's actually like the ultimate hooker success story. Well, she has to have sex with Caitlyn Jenner. So actually, I take that back. And you guys, I heard that there's even a hooker in this very room. Wait, who is she talking about? Oh, me. I will say my working days are behind me. However, I will come out of retirement every once in a while if the Zell is hitting. Let me tell you first how I got here. How I became the ultimate hooker ever. And I'm gonna start by telling you my first time ever escorting. So I was about 20 years old. I just moved to New York City, broke as a joke, and I was a baby tranny. I'm talking like 2 milligram pills, barely on any blockers. My hair was like this long. I was a brunette. I was living my like Middle Eastern, I'm Kylie Jenner fantasy. We all have, when we first start transitioning, that one celebrity that we're just like convinced we look like. I thought I looked like Irina Shayk. Yeah. Let her feel her cunt. And Francesca, my roommate at the time, who was also trans, rest in peace. She was actively hooking, like multiple times a day. And she was like, I have this client right now. He's super cute. Just come to the hotel. We barely even have to do anything with him. And you'll get like a few $100s. It's so fierce. Back then, a few $100s was a lot to me. Who am I joking, girl? A few $100s is still a lot to me. Since her client wanted a second girl, and yes, we call them clients because sex work is work, you judgy cunt. I was like, fuck it. Let me beat this face. Let me turn into Irina Shayk and let's pump it. The client orders us an Uber. We go to his hotel in Midtown. Now, I know the girls in New York know there's a few hotels and they're always in Midtown that you don't need a hotel key to take the elevator up to the room. I want to say them so bad. It was the Hotel blank, and it was the name of a state that starts with a P and ends with Pennsylvania. Did I give it away? We go up to the room. I'm so fucking nervous because I'm like, oh my God, what if this guy doesn't think I'm cunt? What if he doesn't like me and he sends me away and I don't get any money and I embarrass myself? Also, I was like, what if there's 800 cops in the room? They're going to get me. We knock on the door. We hear his voice. He's like, coming. He wasn't coming, but you know what I mean. Well, he could have been. No, this guy never came. Never mind. He opens the hotel door. Girl, this was the hottest fucking guy I've ever seen in my life. 6'2", maybe 6'3", covered in tattoos, gorgeous muscular body. He literally looked like he was a professional basketball player or something. I repeat, he was the hottest guy I've ever seen in my life. Like so hot that I wasn't even having sex with guys this hot. But then me also getting paid for this. Oh my God, crazy. So we do our little thing. We walk in, we have cocktails. She goes to the room with him. 20 minutes later, she comes out, cash in her hand, and she says, your turn, diva. I go in there, I slay it, and we both walk out, each with 300 doll hairs. We both left the hotel, Pennsylvania, so rich. Well, $300 rich. Since we were New Yorkers, it all went immediately towards rent and we still had like $1,000 more to pay. Either way, I still got to have sex with the hottest guy ever and I made a dent in my rent. Well, in 2 months ago's rent. When we got home, I just said to Francesca, oh my God, I am obsessed with this. I need to do that all the time. I need you to make me the greatest escort of all time. And she said to me, so you want to be the greatest escort of all time? You came to the right place. But first you got to know, like with any industry, there's levels to this shit. So let's go through the different types of sex work. Number 1, the good old-fashioned streetwalker. Pretty woman vibes. She walks up and down the stroll. She waits till the car drives by. He rolls down the window and she says, handies for 15, blowies for 30, or the whole kit and caboodle for 50, baby. We respect the streetwalker, but we don't really want to be the streetwalker. No shade to the streetwalker. But again, respect to the streetwalker. Up next, there's strippers. These are the bitches who do most of their work outside a gentleman's club, or obviously a strip club. The DJ plays their song, they come out, do their little number on the pole, walk around the club, find guys that want one-on-one lap dances. They take them to the back, and that's when they get their thousands. There's pros and cons to the stripper life. So yes, you have a higher influx of clients. The club gives you security, which is also a good thing, but then they get to take a pretty fierce percentage out of your earnings. So you almost kind of have a pimp. I'm sorry, ain't no one leeching off my stripper money. And that's what brings us to escorts. Escorting, in my opinion, and most people's opinion, is the sweet spot of sex work. You get the money, but you also get the freedom. However, you don't get the safety. There's no security. You are your own boss, which is a good and a bad thing. Escorts got an ad up. They've got a burner phone with all their clients' numbers in it. Most times they rent a hotel room and they see as many clients as they want that day. Or if they don't want to work out of a hotel room, then they'll just respond to whatever clients they're in the mood for. They'll clean that little bussy out and then they'll go make some coin. Just above escorting, commitment-wise, is the sugar babies. Now, these are the people that typically work out of websites like Seeking Arrangement or any other sugar dating site. Or they just got really lucky and met a rich daddy in person. But honestly, girl, nobody's ever just a sugar baby. You usually end up a sugar baby because you had a really fierce client while you were escorting. You met a man who wanted to change your life while you were stripping. Or you met a man who really, really wanted to change your life when you were a streetwalker. Typically, in order to get to sugar daddy status, you were already in the game. Most sex workers like to pump their way up the totem pole until they just have the fiercest daddy who's like a Dubian prince, super yachts in the summertime, buying out Balenciaga every day. That's a lot of hookers' goals. Most people want to find a sugar daddy so good that they never have to work on the front lines ever again. But that said, do you remember when I introduced the sugar babies and I said it's a little bit more commitment? It's because it is. And I'm going to get to that later. Let's just say sugar daddies are all about game playing, all about control. They're constantly trying to pull the rug from under you. It's a lot, which is why a lot of people just would rather be escorts. Then you're not dependent on one person. The next category is for our stars watching this. OnlyFans models and porn stars. We've all watched porn before, and we all know these bitches are making bank. No, truly, some of the porn stars, especially OnlyFans models, have mansions, multiple European sports cars. But that's only the OnlyFans models that really pump it. If you want to make that kind of money, you are going to have to dedicate your entire life in front of the camera with your clothes off. If you really, really want to make that money, you'll probably be working under an OnlyFans agency. And once again, someone is leeching off your stripper money. You will be expected to make a lot of content, do a lot of collabs, and like I said before, just kind of dedicate your entire life to your life in front of the camera. Out of all the sex work categories, this one is the most career path vibes. If you want to sex work online, but you want a little bit more privacy, that's where the findoms and the cash masters come in. Those girls are on Twitter acting crazy, draining people's wallets, being like, you want an armpit pic? All right, pay up, piggy, piggy. And guys actually do it. And not only a few guys, I know some cash masters that I'm friends with that literally have hundreds of pay pigs. I said you get more privacy. These people can run their accounts anonymously. Sometimes you only have to show feet or hole or cock, and you don't really have to show any face. In fact, the little piggies kind of like it when you don't have a face because then their fantasy just runs wild and they just turn you into anyone they want you to be. You can literally just start this by making a Twitter, posting a faceless nude or a foot or an armpit, something of that nature, and be like, who's ready to get drained? Hashtag paypig, hashtag findom, and literally your DMs will explode and your wallet will too. Now that we know all the categories, my personal vibe from when I was much, much younger, I would post an ad on an escorting website. I would see clients when I wanted to. Some of those clients would turn into sugar daddies, and that was just my way of making money. You will very quickly find out, even after the first meeting or even the first interaction on your phone, whether or not this life is for you. And if this is the life for you, then you are in luck because you are about to be exposed to the horniest, richest people in the world that just want to throw money at you to suck your dick or clit. I ain't judging. Clit. Oh, you got a little clit? Cute. Being exposed to all that, if you're good, will eventually lead you to the big kahuna, what we call the whale. The whale is that rich-ass Dubian prince that'll get you an apartment, take you on the super yacht, and let you buy out Balenciaga. So, looks like someone decided that they're all about that life. Let's post an ad. In order to get your product into your client's hands, we're going to need to advertise. And just like with any industry, because sex work is work, advertising costs money. For the girls, I recommend you use eros.com. An ad costs about $300. They also have a page specifically for trans girls. Not that anyone here is trans, right? For the broke dolls, don't worry, I got a discount for you. TS4rent.com has ads for $129. For the boys, rentmen.com is a great starting point. Basic ads start at $29. But if you're really trying to pump it, a gold ad is $79. And I don't want you bitches to cut corners with the advertising costs. If I see any of my Pump It viewers on Craigslist trying to sell pussy, I'm blocking you. I'm blocking you. Consider yourself warned. But I won't even have to block you because you'll get murdered. Do not post on Craigslist. We're trying to make $1 million. Posting on Craigslist will get you chopped up into 1,000,000 little pieces. Moving on. When making your ad, you want it to be sexy, mysterious, enigmatic, dreamy. Not too explicit. You don't want to be giving come dump this, come dump that, load, load, load. You want to be up in there like, after a night with me, your head's gonna be spinning. I'm a high-end guy looking for a high-end time. The type of girl who wants the finer things in life and can offer a lot in return. You don't want to be a nasty hoe. You want to be that fantasy person that's out of everyone's league, unless you have a gift for me. When it comes to photos, girls, you're going to want professional photos taken. Get in some lingerie, get a nice-ass hotel room, take some slutty underwear pictures with a real camera. Your inbox will be flooded. Guys, it's the complete opposite. You want to use super dressed down mirror photos. Gym pictures always hit. Literally just take it with an iPhone. You don't want professional photos. You want to seem like you're just like a DL guy that's horny and trying to fuck. The girls, you're supposed to be a supermodel. Now that you have the ad up, you're gonna need 2 apps for your phone. The first app is any free phone number app like Text Free. I've always used Text Free. You're gonna need a fake number that you're gonna put on your ad for clients to text you on because you do not want those freaks to have your real phone number. And you're gonna wanna pay a little extra so that you can make phone calls and send photos and maybe even FaceTime on them. I'm gonna say this again. You do not want these freaks to have your real phone number. Otherwise, you're gonna be 50 years old at your grandkid's graduation getting texts like, hey, you in town? Hey, how's 300? I swear, once a client gets your number, they will never lose it. The second app you're gonna wanna get is called Mr. Number. I think this is like 99 cents a month, $1, and it is worth it. This app has saved me from wasting my time so many times. What Mr. Number does is it's going to screen your clients. When a random number texts you on the text-free app, you're going to copy that number, paste it into Mr. Number, and you will be shocked at what you find. Not only is it going to give you their name, their location, this is where it really comes in handy. If this client has been fucking around, pissing other hookers off, you are going to see countless reviews under their number that are like, time waster, just wants to jerk off, stole my purse, bring gum, awful breath. All of us hookers have unionized. When we get a whack-ass client that we want to protect other people from, we'll go in there, we'll write a little review, and we'll make sure the other girls steer clear. That being said, hookers are still also greedy as hell. So a lot of times if a hooker gets a super good client, if they find a whale, they'll flood the reviews under a good client's number to make sure no other girl tries to even fuck with them, trying to scare the rest of us away. Sometimes you can really freak it. You gotta use some context clues. If you go on a number and there's just like 17 bad comments, but they're all the same date made, that means they're all from one hooker who's trying to keep the nuts in her corner. I would say just go for that one, honestly. I'd risk it. When contact is made, you've got she-mail. You've just received your very first text from a potential client. Now what? Like we said, copy the number, put it in a Mr. Number, make sure there's no bad reviews or they're all on the same date. You're gonna copy and paste to them your little greeting. Because girl, we do not have time to type in a little message to every damn person. Let me tell you, your phone will be blowing up. You want your greeting message to be something like, hey babe, so nice to hear from you. Yes, I'm around right now in the New York area, smiley face. I would love to meet with you, but just know when meeting, I prefer a gift of blank roses. Or if you're not trying to meet in person yet, we could just get to know each other right here. Pause. You saw how I said blank roses? We need to talk about y'all's rate. Regarding your rate, always go high. I don't care if you're broke as hell, haven't eaten in a week, and really need the money. Always go high. This is a way of weeding out bad clients. You don't want to be fucking no broke people in the hotel. Boys, no shade, you're gonna cost a little less than us girls. Guys shouldn't go lower than $400 to $500. Girls should start at $1,500. Ladies, for the love of God, do not go lower than $1,000, or I will personally chop you up into a million little pieces. By going lower than $1,000, you are not just undervaluing yourself, you are lowering the market value for all of us. If a client says, oh, well, this bitch will do it for $300, then he's gonna be real pissed when we all say $1,500. If we all say $1,500, then they're just gonna be like, oh damn, hookers are expensive these days. All right, $1,500. A lot of times you'll realize these bitches just wanna sext for free. Or they'll think they're slick and they'll say, yeah, baby, I'd love to meet. Can we do FaceTime verification? Never do FaceTime verification. And let me tell you why. If you answer that fucking FaceTime, you will see a blurry dick for 10 seconds, come everywhere, he'll hang up, and you'll never hear from him again. Until the next time he wants to show you his blurry dick and come everywhere. To put that to a jolting halt, the moment they ask for photos, they're on my website, babe. But if you want some more, I'm sure a little gift will push me to send. I don't like to do FaceTime, but I'm sure a little gift will inspire me to FaceTime. And even when they're texting a little nasty, sorry, babe, I don't like to do explicit text, but I'm sure a little gift will inspire me. Always get money first. You aren't about to be a free sext chatbot for free. That's what ChatGPT is for. I'll send you some videos for 100. We can start explicit texting for 100. We can FaceTime for 100. Do not get up in that phone or that camera until they have 100. Again, this is weeding out bad clients. And if they can't even do that, block their number. They're broke and they're wasting your damn time. Bitches don't go into a hair salon chair and just talk about what hair they want to get and then, okay, and walk out and not pay. That doesn't happen. So why should it happen at your business? After you block them, you're gonna go on Mr. Number and leave them a nasty fucking review. Pay it forward. So they've told you your rate sounds perfect and they're ready to meet. That means you're ready for the next step. Always make sure you reiterate, I'm $1,500 for the hour. I'm not $1,500 for any actions. I'm not $1,500 for doggy. I'm not $1,500 for blowjobs. I'm $1,500 for the hour. If we don't want to do time, we are charging for our time. All right, girls, it's time to meet this motherfucker. When meeting, you can either travel to them or you can host them at yours. Both come with different pros and cons. Let's get into it. Your place is nice because then you're in the safety of your own home. You can kind of get a little system set in place like, oh, he walks in, we have a drink over there. I send him to the bathroom. I'm laying on the bed. There's music and candles. However, now the bitch has your address. So you're getting murdered or stalked. Awkward. A hotel is nice because there is hotel security. A hotel is not so nice because there is hotel security. That's why you're gonna really want some hotel in Midtown that starts with a P and ends with an Pennsylvania. Don't sue me. Their place is kind of last resort because you don't really know what or who is lurking around the corner. Their place is a key though because you get to really see truly how rich they fucking are, where the photos of their wife and kids are, and you have their address. So you can stalk them. My number one rule, money up front. Right when you walk in, you are going to say, oh, babe, before we get started, just so it's out of the way, do you mind paying me? If you're still not comfortable saying the word paying, do you have my gift? Or even, do you have what we talked about? You want to say it in a way where you're doing them a favor. You want to have fun. You want to get to know them. So let's just get this out of the way, babe. Once you have that coin, thank God I'm not getting arrested. Digital money is always preferred because then they can't rob it back from you after they're done. There's a technique us girls like to use when meeting a man. We say, drain the clock, never the cock. That means, well, literally what I said it means. Drain the clock, never the cock. You want to suck the minutes out of that hour so that you spend not a fucking second sucking on that. This is so easy to do. Once you're in that room, this guy's just going to be so, because remember, he's paying you to hang out with you. This guy is obsessed. He could literally just sit there with you in the living room, get to know each other, tell each other his life story. Next thing you know, it's 59 minutes later and you say, I gotta go, babe, unless you want to buy me another hour. Honestly, all these guys really want is a sexy therapy session, and you can give it to them. Don't make your job harder than it has to be. You know what I'm saying? The most money I've ever made with a client has literally just been us sitting there having drinks while this married guy told me about his mom who's in the hospital. And no, I didn't let that sob story earn him a discount. Another benefit from not having full-on fucking sex with them is that you're gonna leave them wanting more. And soon, if you're really lucky, you'll just get in the routine of never having full-on sex. So then they'll just learn to expect to just hang out in their living room with you for thousands of dollars. If I could get you to take one thing away from this podcast, it's going to be this next section. Staying safe. We gotta remember, this is the most dangerous profession in the world. Even more than deep sea ice fishing, building skyscrapers. Girl, this will get you killed. You gotta remember, a lot of people do not like hookers. A lot of people think hookers are nasty. A lot of people think hookers are bad people and don't even see them as humans. That's why I say, with a high rate, paid up front, you're already weeding out so many dangerous people. Before you even meet them, you're gonna get the guy's number, get a good description of him, the address of where you guys are meeting, and you're gonna send that all to a friend you can trust. You're also gonna share your location with a friend you can trust. And if you're a super sketched out bitch, you're gonna put an air tag in your fucking thong, and you're gonna make sure that even if he breaks your phone and cuts your head off, they still got the location of the rest of your body. A lot of times a guy will think he's being a gentleman and he's sending you an Uber to come meet him. You're gonna always wanna make sure that that Uber ride is actually through Uber. It shares with your account on Uber, and you're also gonna wanna confirm the name of the person on the Uber account when you get in. A lot of times these guys lie about their real name, but now through Uber, you have their real name. So you will send that to your friend as well. You also wanna confirm that the address he said you're going to is the address in the Uber. You gotta stay on your toes. This Uber driver could actually be the client who sent you a fake ass photo. He's just driving you to the woods to chop you up into a million little pieces. Lastly, you're going to need to know some self-defense. You gotta know your basic moves, the kneeing them in the balls, the thing where you like crack their neck or whatever. I don't know much self-defense, but also I'm retired, so I made it out alive. Learn some self-defense and buy pepper spray. I would avoid having any sharp objects or like actual weapons on your person because one, they could use that on you, but also say a little altercation comes up. You have to defend yourself. The cops get called. When the police takes a good look at the situation, he's gonna see an active member of society and a hooker with a knife in his pocket. Who's going to prison? You are. Just stick to pepper spray and the kneeling them in the balls. I want to tell you about the weirdest client I've ever had. Oh my God, it was so spooky. It was so spooky. So I had seen this guy way uptown, like Upper East Side, right? He invited me over. It was all pretty normal. He's just like talking. And then he's like, I made you some food. Do you want some? Are you kidding me? I'm not gonna eat any food with rat poison on it so he can chop me up into a million little pieces. I had to be cute, and I was like, oh, really? That's so sweet. What kind of food did you make? He goes to the kitchen, comes back with 2 plates of homemade spaghetti. And this was really hard for me because, bitch, I love spaghetti. Spaghetti is my favorite fucking meal. I had to remain strong. So I was just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, babe. I'm not eating carbs right now. That wasn't totally a lie. The guy just silently picked up the plate of spaghetti, walked back into his kitchen. I heard the loudest smash ever. I was so fucking scared. I was like, oh my God, bitch, I'm dying. I should have just eaten the fucking spaghetti. I don't know. He came back and just sat down like nothing happened. 5 minutes later, I got a little nosy and I was like, oh, where's your paper towels, babe? And I walked to the kitchen because I wanted to see what the fuck he had just done. I'm in the kitchen. I look over and girl, I guess he had thrown the plate into the sink and it shattered everywhere. There's literally spaghetti and porcelain everywhere. Sauce had splattered up to the cabinets. I was like, damn, okay, I'll eat the spaghetti next time. Maybe he was just throwing a tantrum because he was really mad because he spent a lot of money on that rat poison. And then we went to his room and he sucked my dick. And I left with $1,500. I had seen him multiple times after that. And he did the craziest thing. Right when I would get there, we'd both sit on the couch. And then he would press play on this little record player Bluetooth thing in his living room. And the song by Bon Iver would play. If I pronounce that wrong, girl, sorry, I'm a hooker. He'd look to me and be like, you ever heard this song before? The first time I was like, no, never. It's really good. Oh my God. And then we talk about the song for like 20 minutes. Drain the clock, not the cock. The crazy part was every time I would keep coming over there, the same thing would happen. He'd sit me down on the couch. He'd press play on that little record player. The same Bon Iver song would play. You ever heard this song before? I was like, yeah, you played it for me last time. He would just go into detail about the song again. The third time I see him, you ever heard this song before? I just lied at that point. No, I've never heard this song. Who's it by? Drain the cock. Drain the clock. See, even I'm getting mixed up. It's crazy. He's rubbing off on me. Like I've said before, all of this work is just getting you prepared for when you found the whale. In my lifetime, I have found 3 whales. Keeping the whale in your net is not easy. I can make an entirely different episode on the mental gymnastics that go into keeping a whale in your net. Let me just summarize for right now. Whales come with mind games. Whales come with emotional abuse. Sometimes whales come with physical abuse. But do you know what else whales come with? A gorgeous apartment and financial district that you live in for 5 years. Trips to Europe, trips to Venice, Balenciaga bags purchased on the trip to Venice, Balenciaga dresses purchased on the trip to Rome. The whale might even pay for your $70,000 lawyer that you need to get out of a little predicament that you found yourself in. I'm not saying nothing. Once the whale starts giving you a shit ton of money, he's also going to start taking a shit ton of it away. Soon you'll go from having an apartment to having the apartment, but no money for food. You're not able to make any money for food because you can't hook anymore. And you can't get a real job. He doesn't want any of your time and energy being taken away from him. One little mess up and he threatens to pull the rug right out from under you. And suddenly you're living on the street. Whales love to keep you in a constant state of fear that you're always getting their money taken away from you. You start doing the most to keep all the money, and they only got to do the least. Because it's not like you can leave. They've got you right where they want you. I just want you to focus on getting your sea legs for now, okay? When you're getting those sea legs, I want you to constantly be thinking about how you can turn these tricks into trillion-dollar trinkets that sit above your fireplace. The ultimate goal with any job, and because sex work is work, this too applies. You want to work smarter, not harder. Work less, make more. In closing, I think we learned a lot today, and I think you're gonna earn a lot tomorrow. When I started this podcast, literally one of the first episodes I wanted to make was this one. I really believe that knowledge is power, bitch, especially in a world where there is zero information being shared to us. When I first started being a working girl, I did not have anyone to teach me how to be safe. I did not have anyone to teach me how to screen these clients. I had to figure it out all on my own through many mistakes, through many close calls. And girl, honestly, I'm lucky that I am still here today. Through a lot of moments that could have gone really, really wrong. The spaghetti thing being my worst experience, girl, I'm blessed. If you're out there and you're navigating this world, I just gotta say, once again, be careful, make friends within the industry, look out for each other, and look out for yourself. Whether you're doing this out of curiosity, because it kind of turns you on, or out of necessity, it doesn't matter. I want you to be armed with the information that I didn't have. Nobody, and especially not you, deserves to feel lost or scared when trying to pump it. I also don't want you bitches to feel like you gotta do something that you don't wanna do or put up with some treatment that you don't gotta put up with just because no one told you, like I'm telling you, that you don't gotta put up with that. I don't care if you're a stripper, an escort, a streetwalker, an OnlyFans model, or just someone who flirts for free drinks. You deserve respect, you deserve safety, you deserve agency over your own choices, and most importantly, girl, you deserve a coin. And if no one's ever told you that before, I'm glad to be the first, because you got to hear it. I love you. I hope you take care of yourself. Cops, if you're watching, this was all a joke. None of this episode was real at all. I am technically filming kind of around April Fool's Day. And don't forget, you are the prize. You are the product. Now go get your ass hooking and pump it. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Don't get chopped up into a million little pieces.